Hey everybody, it's Sean again. I pulled the scooter into the shed. I'm gonna start tearing it down. As you can see, a lot of the stuff actually already is off, and I apologize that I did not show that. I had to take it apart though to get the ignition cylinder out. It didn't have the key for the ignition cylinder, but it for some reason had the right key for, like, opening up the seat, the glove box. So I had to take it off, get the code off the ignition cylinder to send it in for a ignition key, and that did come in. I just didn't want to really make a video on that because it kind of seems senseless. I just needed that thing off. But yeah, today we're going to take the carb off and see how bad it is, give it a clean. I hope this turns out good because, like I said before, I'm still recording with my phone, which is an iPhone 6s. It's not the best. I'm hoping eventually I do get something really good that can get close-up focus shots. But while we're at it too, since we have to take off the air filter, I'm going to open it up, just see how bad it is. The scooter is really dusty. I'm just kind of curious what that filter looks like. It's sort of a pain too to get these things out. They're just kind of crammed in there, the filter, so we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to put you guys on the stand here. Most likely I'm going to fast forward these clips. That way you're not just sitting here in real time watching me disassemble this. That's not really fun. Maybe I'll put some music over it. I really don't know. I guess we'll just see what I end up doing. Right now I'm just starting to take some of the screws out. I believe one of them I can't really get, which is on the other side. I'll probably have to take off the duct to the carburetor. That's just held on by a screw. It's got one of those adjustable clamps on it. We'll take that off, slide it off the carb. Okay, we'll take this clamp off. It'll just make it easier to smush this down, or smash it down, and pull it through. I noticed the screw is already out from the air box that connects it to the motor there, so we might be free to just, and actually, this is missing that far side screw. So we can take this off now. I've got extra screws and at least some of them to look, and so I can get another one from the hardware store. I can already tell it's going to be bad. Kind of looks a little oily, which I believe the blue one may have been oily too, unless I think I'm thinking of the parts blue one. That one had a lot of like grease buildup on it. It kind of looks like this one does too, so yeah, we're gonna have to order a new filter. This is what it looks like. Pretty black. Pretty full of caked grease. So we'll order one of those. And parts on these are actually fairly cheap, so not too worried about it. I'm gonna need another tire. So this one needs quite a bit of work. but nothing I can't handle. I've already taken one completely apart, as we know, or two of them, and swapped them back over. I haven't finished the parts one, getting it back. But like I said, I've just been so busy working on the Volkswagen, and a matter of fact, that's what I'm out here to do today. But I just figured if I can get a video done, that'd be good. I'm pretty surprised with the viewing that I've gotten. I know I don't have hardly any subscribers, and I really don't have that many views, but you know, I just think it's awesome that you can start a channel from scratch and just people come across that they have the same interest as you. I mean, I might only have like 4 reoccurring watchers, but that's still just awesome. YouTube is just a great way to connect with other people. I did have somebody comment on one of my videos the other day looking for parts, so hopefully I'll be able to hook him up with a good deal, and I hope he sticks around maybe for the videos. If not, that's cool, but it is cool meeting these new people and kind of getting a subscriber family, I guess you would call it. Like I said, I appreciate everybody that watches my videos. It means a lot to me. So right now I'm trying to take the carb off the intake. The screw is loose, it's just not really budging. I think that rubber isn't really pliable much anymore. Gonna disconnect all the hoses from the carb too. We'll see if any gas flows out. Let's hope not. If it does, that means the petcock is bad, and I'm hoping it really doesn't because there's old gas in here. And I don't really want to have to deal with that, but probably drain that off video. Nothing really to watch when you're doing that, you know what I mean? So, boy, these lines are quite the pain. Boy, that's an odd one. Guess that could stay on there. It's just a line that has a bolt in it. I don't believe I had that on my other carb. I'm going to disconnect the wires from the electric choke. And I'm going to cut the video right now, actually. Save some battery. Phone doesn't have the best battery, and right now all I'm going to do is finagle it out of there and get these hoses disconnected, so there's nothing really too much to see. I'll probably see you guys at the bench. Okay, everybody, so for this part here, I'm going to do this out in the gravel in case any old gas leaks out. I really don't want it on the bench inside the shed. You can see here that it's been leaking out of the bottom seal right there. That seal usually always goes bad. I had to use some fuel rated silicone sealer to seal mine up on the blue one. I've already had some of that bad gas leak out. So let's see. I got a pair of vice grips with me right now in case these screw heads won't come out. That can just clamp onto the screw head. You can see the gas pouring out right now. So it's got it in there. Let me get that away from the tripod, actually. So I got those vice grips though in case it's not going to come easy. Some of those just strip right out, and it actually looks like it's been opened before at some point, so they might just strip. So we'll give it a try here. Hope you guys can see this because I'm in front of the camera. I can't really see the lens. Yep, that one will just strip. That one will too. And that one's coming. What do you guys think? Is that fourth screw gonna strip, or will it come? Don't think dirty either. Alright, that one's gonna strip. So Got our vice grips. We're gonna just grab the head of the screw. These need to be tightened up a little bit. All right. If I had to guess, this carb is gonna look pretty nasty inside. Vice grips basically work for anything. I've got to say, they're probably one of my top tools that I use, because like for this, if you can't get a screw out, you can just clamp it right on and it'll grab a hold of it, because it's got those teeth, and you can tighten it. Like I said, I hope you guys can see this. If not, I apologize. I don't have the best setup, to be honest, so just working with what I got. Try and stand behind the camera for when I pull this apart. That way you guys do get a good view. Alright, all 4 screws are out. And let's see here. Will it just come apart? Yep. Not too bad. Really not too bad either. Actually looks pretty fairly clean. I don't know if you guys can see in there, but not really bad at all. Definitely better than I thought it would look. So we'll bring it over to the bench. Got basically all the gas out of there. We'll start tearing it down. Alright everybody, we're down at the bench. And this is kind of an awkward angle for me, so everybody try and bear with me. I'm looking at like the camera in front of me at like a slight angle, so I'm gonna try and have everything in the view. We've got this taken off. We're taking a look at the float here. It's got a little pin on the side that you can just push through. I don't know if I'll be able to quite grab it, so I'm gonna get a pointed screwdriver quick, and I'll be right back. Instead of a pointed screwdriver, I've actually got a little chisel with the point. I'm just gonna see if this point is skinny enough to kind of give me some good push. Yep. So there's that pin. So it holds the float there. Okay. So I believe this is, I could be mistaken, but I believe this is the main jet. There's another jet here, and some of them I think have a jet on the side. Sometimes it's in there. I don't know if it exactly is a jet, but I've seen videos where people pull it out of there. I did not have it in my blue one, but I cleaned another carb just for fun, and it was in there. I see this one's also plugged, so it's not there. But when I was inspecting this too, behind the scenes, I see that they also had some silicone like sealer on it. So like I had suspected, it looked like it had been taken apart at some point. So now you're going to want to grab your flathead screwdriver. And sorry about that cut here, I had to go grab mine. Make sure you have your tools ready. It gets annoying walking back and forth. So, and you know what? I think I'm going to have to make another trip because this screw is probably too skinny. Anyway, go ahead and thread it out here. Sometimes this top part will thread apart from here. Oof, need to focus on there. From here. So this little top skinny part will separate from here. I'm going to hold this up to the light and see if I can see through it. I can see through this one pretty good. I can't really recall if this is the correct size or not. This sure looks like a big hole, so maybe this had been jetted out a little bit. I'm not entirely sure. Get this one out of here. Maybe this one's the main one. It's been a while, so I do apologize. And holding it up to the light, I cannot see through. I believe this is the main one. So it's nice and clogged up. I figured it would be. So we got the juts out here. Next step, basically you just take everything off of it. I usually just leave this on there. It doesn't matter. That just holds your throttle cable. It's not like it's going into the carb or anything. We'll take this off here, and I'm a beginner, so I don't want to act like I know every name for each piece. I really don't know what this is. I think it's the vacuum, where it will send the vacuum suction to the gas tank to let your gas flow. And the way to know if your petcock is bad is gas will just come straight out of it. Say you disconnect your lines, because it actually works on a vacuum. So it'll suck air through that line, and it will open up the seal and that petcock. And it's probably a good idea that you bag your screws, or set them in a place that you know where they go. I've taken apart 3 of these now, so I pretty much know where everything is going to be going. I don't worry about it too much. Now, make sure you're looking for your seals, because this seal, just dropped it. Your carb might be missing a seal, and you're going to want to have those. That seal drops right down into that circle right there, and I noticed that it's stuck there. So make sure you got your seals. It's not real cool to lose them, because like I said, I believe this is the vacuum part, so if I were to lose that, it probably wouldn't get air very well. Take these screws out of the top here, and I believe it exposes the diaphragm is what it's called. And how I clean my carb is with like those Carburetor cleaner cans. You just drop your parts in there. I don't put any of the rubber pieces in there. I believe you're not really supposed to, so be aware of that. Diaphragm here, if we can get it out. Be really careful. You really don't want to rip your diaphragm. And like I said, if I am saying this piece wrong, feel free to correct me. I'm not an expert. Looks to be in good shape. The rubber is pliable. I don't see any cracks. So I think we're okay on that. I'll probably clean it up behind the scenes. It's not going to go in the carb cleaner. I will go ahead and put this in there. I'm going to disconnect the hose, of course, first. Probably going to have to get all new gas lines, hoses, whatever you want to call them. Okay, we're going to take the electric choke out. It's held in by 2 screws. Looks like this one may... Nope. Thought it might strip, but we're in luck. Those taken out. A lot of these electric chokes, they have one... There's a place for 2 of them, but I believe they only have 1 O-ring. Majority of them go bad, so you're going to want to replace them. This should just about pull right out. Just move it a few times. Maybe my O-ring is still good and that's why it's... Nope. See, so that's that O-ring. It's gonna need to be replaced. Not a big deal. Set that aside. Like I said, I try to keep my screws and pieces together so I know where they go, but I've done it enough times that I pretty much know where things are going. That's all open now. We'll take this top off. Like I said, I don't really know what this is either. I believe it's another diaphragm, if that's what it's called. So go ahead and take that off. You know, maybe it would have been a good idea if I educated myself on the actual terms, don't you think, before I made this video? Okay, so those are going to strip. Go ahead and grab our vice grips. Hold of the head. This one's going to be, I think, hard. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video for this, and I'll just get them out. Okay, so I got these screws out. Be really careful not to strip them. I'm lucky and I got other screws. You might be able to go to the hardware store and find them, but this one, you can see the head just got really chewed up. It was a really big pain to get out of there. So let's see how that looks in there. Looks good. The rubber seems good. No cracks, pliable. Okay, so we'll want to get all these hoses off here. That one just broke right off. Just old rubber. It moves freely. That's about it. Nothing really more to take off here. Go ahead and I'll get the carb cleaner bucket out and drop it in there. Okay, so here's the carburetor and parts cleaner bucket. You can get these at your local hardware store. All your small parts, including the jets, are going to go into the bucket, and your carburetor can actually sit on top of the bucket. So we'll put that in there, let it sit for at least 30 minutes, and take it out. Rinse everything with water and blow out the hose with an air gun. One last thing that I forgot to mention is make sure you take out your drain screw. Okay guys, I didn't show it on video, but basically I let it sit for probably at least an hour. I rinsed everything off really well, blew every single hole and compartment in it out, reassembled it. I put some of the fuel rated silicone sealer around the bottom here where the serial number is. Put a new O-ring on the electric choke. Made sure that all those O-rings that I told you to watch out for were reseated. Yeah, so it's basically the steps to taking it apart, just backwards, putting it back together. Carb turned out really nice, looks clean. So yeah, any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, and I'll catch you guys later.